Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. I'm going to talk in this video about fragrances I don't like. This will be the second time I made a video about fragrances I don't like. The last one I did about 2 weeks ago. And as part of the title of the video, I mentioned my strong opinions about fragrances, and I got some feedback that I thought was fair. And the feedback was that I wasn't that strong in my opinions. I've been reluctant to go negative at all. So that video was difficult for me to make. The reason I'm reluctant to go negative is because I recognize fragrance as art to many, including myself. And I choose not to criticize art, generally speaking. Second, I recognize that people are very passionate about their fragrances, and I don't want to upset anyone. For me, the goal of this channel is to discuss fragrance and the joy of it, bond with people who have that similar interest, not to upset anyone. Nevertheless, I am willing to talk about fragrances I don't care for. I'm going to be limited in the extent of my criticism. I'm not a perfumer. This is all just about my personal experience with fragrance. This has nothing to do with the quality of the fragrance or anyone else's experience or experiences with these fragrances. So as I go through these, please keep in mind this is just my opinion, nothing more. This has nothing to do with quality. This has nothing to do with anything except my opinion and having some fun with it, right? I think that we can sometimes laugh at ourselves, and that is probably most of what will happen here, is you all just kind of hopefully getting, a chuckle out of something I say that maybe comes across as non-mainstream. Some of these fragrances are very popular, and I just don't like them. They just don't work for me. So let me just jump right in. The first is, let me find it, Silky Woods by Goldfield and Banks. It's fine. This fragrance is perfectly fine for me. I think it's pleasant enough, but nothing special. The dry down gives me, a pleasant wood fragrance, something I wouldn't mind having around the house as a candle to make the home smell nice. But I don't see anything in the fragrance beyond that. In the opening, when I smell the fragrance, if I inhale very, very hard, I will get the smell of cold, if you know what I mean. When you're outside in the winter and it's very, very cold, you take a deep breath in, you can almost smell the cold air. And like an ozone sort of aquatic, benign, but present smell. Maybe the smell of snow. I get that in the opening if I inhale really, really hard. Beyond that, I don't see why people love this so much. Maybe in the comments you could tell me. I just don't get it. And when I smell it on other people, it's not bad, but it smells like they were just around a burning candle, something they would, use to improve the odor in their home, that sort of thing. Sorry, the lights aren't working that well tonight. Okay, moving on to, oh yes, Byredo Desert Dawn. I had high hopes for this. I love Byredo. I have quite a few of their fragrances, and this to me smells like pickles and fabric softener. And that's pretty much it. I don't understand it. And bear in mind that I am not someone who gets pickle juice from santal or sandalwood. No, I think what perfumers expect. I get this beautiful kind of soft, woody, some people describe it as creamy. I don't really get creamy, but it's a very pleasant blonde wood experience, unique in its own right. I can't really characterize it as similar to anything. It's, to me, a singular note. And in this, I get pickles and fabric softener. Perfectly wonderful, I'm sure, for a great many people, but for me, it smells like pickles and fabric softener. Okay. I can feel the hate coming. All right. Rouge Smoking by BDK. A favorite of many that I absolutely do not understand. I get almost nothing from this. It may as well be non-existent. I can barely detect any fragrance at all. This is not the, I don't know if it's an Absolu or Exclusif or Extrait. This is the regular formulation, right? I believe it's an EDP. There's something there. I can sense it, but I just can't smell it. So I can't tell you what it is. I guess in the opening, I got a very faint molasses, and on the dry down, maybe a very, very, very faint molasses with some cinnamon. Very faint. I could pick up this test strip, and I doused it. I could pick up this test strip and smell it, not knowing that there had been anything sprayed on it, and I would assume nothing was sprayed. I would smell it. Oh, okay, this one's clean. That's my experience with Rouge Smoking. Okay. Here is another favorite that I just don't get, and it is Delina by Parfums de Marley. I love Parfums de Marley. I really do. I have quite a few of their fragrances that I love, 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 and I do not get Delina. I never did. I just never understood why people go bonkers over Delina. I respect it, but on me, this is cloying. It smells like everybody. I commented on Baccarat Rouge 540 in my last video where I talked about fragrances I didn't care for, and how what ruined Baccarat 540 for me was that everyone was wearing it. That's what happened with Delina. It's fine. It never would have been a favorite of mine, but I would have appreciated it a lot more if everyone didn't smell like it. And so I don't like it. But I appreciate its beauty. I appreciate that other people like it. But to me, that turned it off. All right, moving on. I have notes tonight too. Another Byredo, Blanche. Yeah, Byredo, Blanche, I wanted so desperately to like. It smells like soap. Like soap that you would use in the shower, like a very mild bar soap from ages ago when people bought bar soap in the grocery store or in the pharmacy or drugstore. Just a regular bar soap. In fact, those bar soaps probably smelled stronger and had more character, in my opinion, than this fragrance has when I smell it. That is not to say it lacks character. It just lacks character on me, to me, when I smell it. And I also have the Byredo Blanche Absolu, which smells like strong bar soap with a little bit of patchouli. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay, moving on. to one of my favorite designers of many things, Hermes. Hermes, yes. I love my Hermes fragrances, except for this one, Twilly Tutti. This smells to me like a tart camphoric rose. So imagine a rose and like Vick's VapoRub and some kind of tartness. And it's not just like, it's not a fruit tartness. Maybe it's like a grapefruit. And I get turpentine, like the sweetness, but a chemical sweetness like turpentine. Definitely, definitely not for me. And yet, when my mother wears this, it's heavenly. It smells amazing on her. I love how it smells on her. On me and to me, maybe it's her body chemistry that does something to it that makes it smell differently, because I'm smelling this on a test strip. And I don't like it. But on my mother, it's amazing. I don't know. Yeah. So that is a flanker of Twilly, which is a huge favorite. Next, let's get into Zoologist. Again, I love the house. I have several of their fragrances. This is Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I get burnt rubber, leather, a combination of the two in new sneaker smell, and camphor. I don't know why anyone would want to smell like this. This smells like a factory of some kind making leather sneakers, rubber and leather, and like a camphor smelling disinfectant. I know people love this. I don't understand why. And if you're one of them, please let me know in the comments. How does this smell to you? By the way, that's completely legitimate. You know, the whole pickle thing, right? When it comes to sandalwood, if 9 times out of 10 with the sandalwoods I smell, I don't get pickle. Why do so many get pickle when they smell the exact same fragrance? And I say 9 times out of 10 because I just gave you one with Desert Dawn. That one smells like pickles to me. But almost never happens to me with sandalwood. It smells beautiful to me. And yet many people say they get pickle juice. Why am I getting this really negative smell from Tyrannosaurus Rex when so many people love it? Please explain this to me if you can in the comments. Kindly, please. Next, we have also from Zoologist, Rhinoceros. This is another one that I don't get it. What I get out of this is maybe like a pine extract. Imagine if you took pine sap and you concentrated it and added like wood alcohol and rosemary extract. Like again, you know, you get fresh rosemary and you just concentrate it down, and what was once pleasant becomes something that it's like fumes, right? That piney fume, like a pine scented cleaning product that's really, really strong, the kind you have to cut with water, something like that, mixed with dirt, mixed with camphor. Again, like Vick's VapoRub, and like a dusty kind of dirt. That's what I get from this. And yet I've heard so many positive comments on it, and I just wish I understood what they were experiencing that I can't. But I just can't. I can't believe how difficult it is for me to smell that. And then we've got King Cobra. these three from Zoologist. I'm actually nervous to smell them. Do you ever experience that where there's a fragrance you know you're not going to like, and for some reason, as if it's going to hurt me, right? I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with the idea that it's named after a venomous snake. I don't know. Maybe there's something triggering in my brain, but I really don't want to smell these. I got them as samples because I love the house. And it seems to me their fragrances are either really strong loves or really strong dislikes. And again, they're dislikes not because I don't think they're quality fragrances. They just don't work with me. Something about me is just, I want to keep them away. But I know many people like them, including this one. So from this, I get dust, mothballs, and mint. Now, I am deliberately looking at my notes from my experience smelling these. I am not looking at the notes that anyone else has put out there as part of the fragrance. This is just me, and that is the case for every single fragrance I've talked about tonight. Just know. There is that the last? I think I may have one more. No, I've got two more. Okay. This one is so popular. People love it. Mad Honey by Born to Stand Out. This one to me is not difficult, bad to the point that it's difficult. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why people love this so much. It's, to me, I get a floral, like a sweet floral, a sugary flower with like a faint hint of 80s white musk. It's fine. It's fine. I just wouldn't want to wear it. When I tried it on skin, hoping it would change, it was just this, but stronger. And I didn't want to wear it at all. But I know people absolutely love it. They talk about it being, so quintessentially honey-like, and it's got this, strong, positive animalic accord. I don't get any animalic. I just get a sugar bomb with a little bit of white musk, and I don't understand it. Next, Carmina by Creed. I have tried this so many times. I really wanted to love it. When I smell this, I get rose, grape jam with very little to no sugar, and cheap wine like, Ripple. I just do not like this. No matter how many times I try it, there are times when I'll smell a fragrance, and I've talked about this in other videos, where in one moment I don't care for it. And it's just like, no, it's not for me. But I've been smelling a lot of different fragrances, and I recognize that perhaps I need something of an olfactive palate cleanser, something to, they say when you smell coffee beans or whatever, that will, take you back to a neutral place where you can smell a fragrance and have it be more of a true experience with the fragrance rather than something tainted by recently experienced fragrances from a few moments ago. And I've done that with this fragrance, and I've done that with all of these, and I just, no matter what, they're not for me. I don't like these. But so many people do. So what is it that's happening? I did one of those genetic tests, and one of the interesting things they can tell you is whether you have an aversion to cilantro. And to some people, they are genetically predisposed to disliking cilantro because it tastes soapy to them. It tastes like a chemical you shouldn't have in your mouth, like soap, right? You wouldn't put soap in your mouth. And that struck me as interesting. And in my mind, since smells were tied to flavors In other words, if I can't smell because my nose is clogged up, I'm sick with a cold or something, I lose my sense of taste. So that connectivity made me wonder whether there's something about my olfactive system that prevents me from liking something in certain fragrances. A lot of these fragrances have really nothing in common, at least not especially. So why don't these work for me? Why don't I like these when so many others do? If you know anything about this, I'd love to get your feedback in the comments, because these are really, except for the ones that I said, they're okay, I just don't get them. The others I really don't like, but so many others do. They're high quality fragrances. They're from houses that produce beautiful, or fragrances that I find to be beautiful in many other instances. So I just don't understand why these are so problematic for me. But I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Like I said, there's another one, and I'll put the name in the notes, but it's a new release by Joe Malone, and it's something like Raspberry Ripple, I think. That one I've tested many times. In fact, just today I tried it again. The interesting thing about that fragrance is I can't smell it at all, no matter what. I get the experience of perfume alcohol. I can pick up that there's alcohol on the test strip, but that's it. After that, I smell absolutely nothing. And that has been the case every time I've tested it, and I've tested it in different places, different stores, at least three different stores, 3 different times. And I can't smell it at all. It may as well be nothing. So once the alcohol dissipates and the dry down is happening, but you can still see the test strip is wet, I still can't smell anything. It's like it's completely clean. What's that about? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I hope I didn't upset anyone. This was all in good fun. It's just my experience. Once again, please don't take offense. This is just my opinion. And if you like the video and you aren't yet a subscriber, please consider liking the video. Give me a thumbs up, and I would love it if you would subscribe. I'm usually really positive in my videos, but I did get some feedback about maybe being more candid with fragrances I don't care for. So this was an attempt to fulfill on that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.